Hello and welcome to Mike's Garage. Today we have a small job. It's kind of a quickie thing, but needs to be done. In the shovel head build, we've decided to use early style handlebar switches. Horn button. This is the shell from a horn button, an antique type horn button. And this is going to be the turn signal switch. Since this bike is going to have a sidecar, it's going to need turn signals. So, that being said, you want to get your clutch lever and mirror exactly where you're going to want it to be, where you want it to end up, and figure all this stuff out. Now you can mark it with a felt marking pen where you're going to drill your holes, or you can use just a punch and hammer, same routine, or you can use a mechanical punch. Now for speed here, I've already done these holes. So by taping the handlebar, I was able to do all that, get all these markings on here, and now take the handlebar off. Imagine that all these marks are here. You can see them there. Here's for the horn button, and a big hole in the middle for the wires from the horn button, and there's for the other, roughly. It's taped. Anyway, so we'll take the clutch lever and mirror back off because we figured out all our spacing. And we can take this handlebar off and take it over to the bench. Now these handlebars, Harley from somewhere in the late 50s, early 60s, right on up into probably the 80s, they used a handlebar clamp. It's a heavy steel piece, and the bars were cut into two pieces. So when you buy a new pair of bars, the first thing you do is cut them in half. And let me get this out of here real careful, like. There it is. There it is. Come on. All right. Now these bars are knurled in the center too, and it works out real well with that original clamp. But when you get a new pair of bars and you cut it and you cut the center out of them, you want to do them so that the width works out well in these corners so it lines up with the front end and looks real pretty. Okay, now these switches are held on with 832 screws as per Harley Davidson. So you want to drill the right size hole and tap the threads in it with the right size tap. A number 29 drill bit, according to my chart, is what I need for an 832 screw. This little sliding chart here tells me, I don't memorize all this stuff, and there is a number 29 drill bit, and that's for an 832 screw. So you drill the switch holes, the mounting holes, and then you tap them with an 832 tap. All right, now we can take the tape off and look at what we have in here. Like I said, they're already done. And there's the tape coming off. What kind of person put this much tape on? It must have been me. All right. And with all of that tape removed, now getting all the wires into the bar is not always easy. Now you want to drill this hole big enough. This one's for the horn button, and that's just a 2-wire switch. The turn signal switch uses 3 fat wires, therefore a much larger hole. I'm not going to say what size hole you should use because you want to make that hole to work for the amount of wiring you have. And the other thing is, before you put wires through here, you want to get in and file the inside of these holes so that they don't chafe the wires. So let's put the horn button in first. So I got everybody tangled up here. This is a trick an old friend taught me. This is chain like a keychain you can buy at the local hardware store. And I taped it to the wires. I'll pick up this bar, get all my tape out of the way. Get this hole to be the highest point. And start dropping chain down there. Now that chain is going to this is a real gravity is your friend routine here. So it goes all the way down into the bar. And it will come out the end. Now, if this was a one-piece bar with a slot in the bottom for the wiring, you could still drop this chain right through that slot. I know there's enough chain in there, and there it is. Okay. Get the switch over here, or on the floor. There we go. And pull this chain through. Feed the wire through. That's just too much tape on there that I did. Seem to be doing a little too much tape here today. Well, let's see. I think it's going back instead of forward. Here we go. And there it goes. Well, I think I pulled the chain right off of it. But it will go. And once we've got it in there, I'm feeling silly right now. Not sure this wire's making the turn. No, it's not. So we'll try it again. A piece of tape. Not so fat this time. And we'll try it again. Actually, a wire paper clip would have probably taken it through there a little easier. But we'll try it again. Drop the chain in the hole. Get my hands in the way of the cameraman. Pull the chain. And see if this mess will go through there. Probably too much tape again. I think should have used a wire paper clip. And there it goes now. Now it feels like it's going very well. Little bit at a time. And And we're almost there. No, we are definitely there. Shock and amazement. Okay. And once that is there, we can put the screws in. Now, I think these screws are a little too long, and I think I'm going to shorten them. So for now, I'm going to put them in halfway so they don't interfere with anything. And I can either shorten them or get shorter ones. But there's the horn button. And the next thing is the turn signal switch. Now notice that this lever is mounted off center to get it closer to your fingers, or thumb, whatever you may use to actuate your turn signals. Now these wires are pretty stiff, pretty stout, and they're going to go through here on their own. We won't need to use a chain for those. But I think we're almost there. Again, don't forget to file out the big hole so that you don't tear these wires up feeding them through here. And here they are. And there is the switch. All the holes line up and everything is mounted. Done. Anyway, I hope that helped for anybody who doesn't know how to do that. Now you do. So, till next time, see you out on the road. Bye now.